Because think about this, when you leave with your foot off the ground, the only thing that's connected to the earth now is this. If it's unstable or if we're not balanced, what's going to happen? Inconsistencies, right?
What do you think that can...
You can dig it into the ground, you can do, but now it's about stability. Now it's about stability, coordination probably before stability. Like you talked about quarantine when you're at home, nothing to do. I'm going to watch, I didn't mean to do that. Watch a whole show like this,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Constantly train this, okay? Oh, I can do stuff. Look, it's so cool. Constantly train like, okay, can I stay now when I go to jump? Boom, landing. Boom, stick the landing. Okay.
Simplicity behind very specific things that we could be essentially doing every single day that are going to better equip us to be a better pitcher, performer, athlete. Go on a single leg through space and just balance and breathe and be here. Now, obviously, you know, if you're a 15, 16-year-old kid, the last thing that you're going to want to be caught doing in like the lunch line, or I guess nowadays on the Zoom call, is just sitting there balancing because you don't want to look like a fool. Well, frick that. How bad do you want to be a good athlete? You balance on one foot and they go to do it and they're like, whoa, what happens when we lift our leg? Just like think about like this move in general here. Like if we can't own this, how are we supposed to have success when we're leg lifting and then only having one leg there? Like think about the instability there, right? Making or executing a pitch, like no wonder you're not executing, no wonder you're not throwing hard, no wonder it's not going where you want, like these little things.
All right, what up guys? So in regards to why I put such an emphasis, you know, on taking the shoes off and kind of just, I don't know what I would really call it, but just like roaming around bare feet and getting a really good sense of connection with the ground. Another thing that I wanted to elaborate on is the use of like something like a balance pad. So there's AirX pads, which for some reason, I don't know why, they're like $60 more expensive than this guy that I got on Amazon, but it's a really good like sensory input for your whole foot and feeling like the connection in the ground. You can kind of get pretty fancy in regards to like what drill progressions you can do, you know, as far as like some step backs, some just walk-ins, or just regular leg lifts and go, because I think it truly does give you that really good sensory input for like the specific and targeted goal. So if I have an athlete that's really struggling feeling the ground and having that ground connection and holding the ground connection or using the ground to increase our power output, then I would program a lot of things without shoes, barefoot things, barefoot activities, feeling the ground, and then obviously something like I just mentioned with this balance pad and just increasing the overall foot strength and stability, and even like ankle strength and stability, right? So even just programming some very simple like peak leg lift, hold, and then drive. I think the balance pad itself is a really good tool to maximize that sensation that you're getting for your foot and your ankle, and just being like, okay, that's the ground, and here we go. So yeah, I'm a big fan. Check it out. Amazon, 20 bucks, maybe 25, I'm not sure, but big fan of it. Cool. Can you legitimately, balance, right? Like that coordination of just simply like getting up into your leg lift and balancing and getting into these kind of positions and holding that foot connection, because that's a thing like a lot of people don't really like realize or put emphasis in the sense of just like overall athleticism through coordination and just balancing. Like we have to put a lot of force into the ground through that leg, through that foot, right? And if we don't have the stability to do that efficiently, then we're not going to be able to get that energy output out through the fingertips. What I want to kind of highlight is the amount of compensation that could potentially occur in the body from, you know, just the one thing in the whole entire delivery that's connected to the ground, and that's the foot. So we take him into his leg lift. You'll just start seeing right off the bat those movements, right? So you'll see that the ankle kind of caves in here, and then one more kind of caves backwards. So this video right here is a better visual for that. So you'll see peak leg lift, there's the movement, and then you'll see as he then starts to drive, it moves again there subtly backwards. So the reason why I wanted to highlight that is because I look at ankle and foot instability as a huge issue, especially when we talk about the amount of movement that's happening in the initial move of the delivery, it's going to force the body to kind of start making compensations to find a way to organize itself. So not saying that the foot wrap on the mound is bad, but I do want to program some progressions that we can start putting in place that will make sure that we're doing a good job stabilizing that foot and stabilizing that ankle. You just see as the whole time, that foot is stable, right? It's a pretty good angle right there to show you that. But there's going to be minimal compensations from the body now that we're stable, sturdy into the ground. So like I said, I'll just program some progressions that we can start putting in place to kind of go about that. A lot of stability progressions. But